Hello, this is Coreen from Shakes, and right now we're going to be learning how to bruise ginger. Now, I'm not sure if you've been in a position where you're trying to get the most ginger flavor out of the actual ginger that you have in front of you, or you simply have come up on a recipe where it's asking specifically for bruised ginger, whether it's bruised slightly or bruised a lot, any of those positions. This is something really good to try, and we're going to figure out how to get that done. Now, bruising ginger is kind of similar to if you were to inflict a bruise upon yourself. It's like you hit it, and then that's how you will bruise it. Maybe, of course, on you may see a scar, but on the ginger, you're actually going to get a positive reaction, whereas the juices will start to come out of it and be a little bit more incorporated into the dish that you're trying to make. So here are a few items that I would suggest you have on hand in order to do this. You can have a knife, because I'm actually going to be using this to cut the ginger. You can have a mallet or a kitchen hammer, kind of like this. The back of a knife would actually work as well. Pestle would work as well, pestle and mortar, and cling wrap. Cling wrap is very helpful so that when the juices start flowing, you're kind of containing it in one place and it's not going all over. Now, ginger, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Obviously you need some ginger, but I prefer the young ginger with a thin skin that you don't necessarily have to take off too much of. It's pretty thin, as you see. That's the skin right there. You can just rinse a lot of it off, scrub lightly, and it'll come off. As opposed to this type of ginger with kind of like a husk. These tend to be more fibrous as well, and so it's a little less nice to work with because you get more juices out of this and you get more fibers out of this. So I actually prefer young ginger. That's the best kind that I would suggest. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our cling wrap and we're going to lay it down top of the cutting board, just like that. And I'm going to cut off a piece of this because I don't need to bruise. Then I'm just going to take this I'm going to actually wrap it. Some people only like to lightly bruise theirs, so that would be something like this, and it's a little bit noisy. So I would say this is pretty much a good bruise. Now I can actually bruise this all the way flat, and that's like really bruising it. It really depends on what your recipe calls for, what you're trying to do. So I'll continue. Ooh. It's even coming through the plastic now, so it's a good thing. Do you see why we have this here? And you get the idea. This is how you bruise ginger.